guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be super fun. I currently have the house to myself because my husband Philip is at a male's retreat this weekend with his old church. And I'm just home today chilling with two dogs, and I figured I would do some baking today because there's so many things that I've wanted to do with my sourdough discard that I have not done. And so today, for the very first time, I'm going to be making sourdough discard bagels. So of course, I have to bring you guys along and document my whole process and see how they turn out. If you guys are interested, I'm gonna link the recipe down below that I'm gonna be using, but I'm gonna change it a little bit because I think I'm gonna do chocolate chip bagels instead of cinnamon raisin. So instead of the raisins and cinnamon, I'll substitute for chocolate chips. But I will put it down in the description in case you guys wanna check it out and see it more in detail, step-by-step guide of how I made them. But without further ado, let's get started on making the bagels. So to start, I'm gonna combine my flour with my tablespoon of cane sugar and 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of yeast. Now we mix. Now I'm going to slowly add in my 200 grams of sourdough discard. Now I'm going to add in my warm water as well. I've got my dough pretty well combined, and I'm going to take some of these Lily's chocolate chips and add some in and incorporate it into the dough. I don't know why, but for some reason, whenever I tweak a recipe, I get nervous that it's not going to turn out the same. So hopefully this still works, because I really could go for a good chocolate chip bagel. And this is exactly why I get nervous, because I totally forgot. But I had to use warm water for the recipe, so like the chocolate chips are kind of melting in as I'm kneading it. This is gonna be interesting. This is kind of what I have going. Yeah, I don't think, shoot, there's not much chocolate chips left in here. It's kind of all melted. So this is gonna be really interesting because now I need to hand knead it for a few moments. So now I have my ball and I'm gonna hand knead it, and I just put 2 and 2 together, but I definitely should have waited to add the chocolate chips until I hand kneaded because they completely melted in here. So we're gonna have like a chocolate bagel is what we're gonna have. So this will be very interesting. And there's chocolate all over my counter now too, which is just lovely. All a part of the baking experience. Yeah, remember when I said I get nervous to tweak recipes? Well, this is why, and I should have followed my intuition because my intuition was right and I didn't. Oh well. Hey, I think they should still taste good. Okay, so kind of laughing at myself, but I've got my little ball of brown dough, and now I'm gonna put it in this bowl, and we need to let it sit and rise for 90 minutes so this doubles in size. So looks like my dough has definitely doubled in size. So now it's ready to divide and shape into our bagels. And now I basically take this and like roll it into a ball, it says. Now I have my ball, and it says to like push your thumb through it to create a hole. You're supposed to like work the hole bigger, but my dough isn't quite sticking together at some parts. So like right here, it's about to fall off. So I'm trying to seal that really good. I think that looks good, but I need to do that for the rest of them now. I've got my bagels in here, and now we are just going to cover with a kitchen towel, clean of course, and let it rest for 20 minutes. So while they are resting for a little bit, I've got a pot of water starting to boil, because basically I'm gonna put the bagels in the boiling water for like 30 seconds on each side, and then I'll put them on a baking sheet, and then they'll be ready to be baked. Not quite sure why we have to boil them first, but that's what the instructions say, so that's what I'm working on right now. Water is boiling, so now it's time to put a few of the bagels in the boiling water and let them boil. I'm gonna do 30 seconds, and then I've got to flip them and then do another 30 seconds. Okay, All right, first one done. For some reason, whenever there's like timers on things in baking or cooking, it's always like high stress for me and I always start sweating and getting all nervous. Hence why I have my hair tied up. But so far, I think it's turning out pretty well. I hope I'm doing, or it's going the right way. Time to flip them. My dough though was definitely not kneaded well enough because I'll show you what I mean, but it's not really very smooth throughout them, which is fine, but I definitely could have improved that, I would say. I'm just so optimistic. I'm not sure how to feel on this, if it's gonna turn out or not, but we shall see. Okay, so they're definitely giving marble vibes, but as you can see, like the texture on the dough is a sign that I did not knead it well enough because it should be smooth, but that's okay. Always imperfections in homemade baking, and that's what makes it fun. So now these are ready to go in the oven for 25 minutes, and then we should have some tasty bagels. Okay, these are gonna be interesting. I feel like it's rare that I follow a recipe and then it turns out like the recipe. I look like I just have blobs of dough on parchment paper right now, and they're almost done, so I hope they taste better than they look because they do not look like bagels at all. Yeah, these are literally, oh my gosh. Oh no. They're like rock hard, you guys. Oh. Literally, I tap them and they're rock hard. Oh no, this is gonna be interesting. This is what we're working with. Okay, this one actually looks pretty good. Don't know what that's about. And that, and that, and that. But like, they're literally, you hear that? That's the bagel. It's rock hard, so I do not know. We'll let these cool before we try them. We go in. I don't have the chocolate taste that I wanted in them. They're good, but it would have been better if I could have had my chocolate chunks in there with them. That's pretty good. They're nice and soft. So my bagels actually taste really good. A few critiques would be, one, my chocolate chips, I didn't put enough in because they basically tasted like plain bagels, which is fine, but they just have like that marble chocolatey design. And next time I would have to figure out too when to put the chocolate chips in so they don't melt and they actually stay chocolate like chocolate chips. They did not look very pretty, but let me tell you, looks are deceiving because they were very good. I highly recommend the recipe. Like I said, I'll link it down below if you guys want to check it out and try it. It was super fun. And obviously, as you can tell, it was customizable too. And then one other thing too is next time I definitely need to knead the dough for longer because I panicked when I saw that the chocolate chips were melting as it was kneading, so I turned it off and I should have kneaded it for a few more minutes. So that would be another thing. But all in all, today was a success, kind of, like I said. At first and lastly, I remember when I first tapped them, they were like rock hard, but now they're like the perfect amount of squishy. So they turned out perfectly. And so yeah, I had a blast baking today. If you guys aren't already, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out. I'm sure there'll be lots of baking and or cooking content in the near future. Also, if you have been subscribed for a while, leave a comment down below letting me know what types of videos you like to see from me, because sometimes I'm not really sure what you guys like to see, but I'm up for anything: vlogging, specific topics, sit down videos, doing days in my life. So just let me know what you guys love down below and I'd be happy to accommodate that. I love you all and I'll see you back in my next video. Bye!